Good afternoon and welcome to our 34th Global Connectivity Conference on Real Estate for CIPS only. I welcome you all for joining, and I will do a small presentation. There's lots of regulatory changes have taken place and then a good thing also is that the Ontario Real Estate Association has created a special insurance health program where everybody is now subscriber of a health program for realtors across Ontario, almost 96,000 approximately member. So this is something new. I do not know whether you have such a program by the trade organization in the United States or other part of the world, but we have now started from January 1st. It will start from January 1st of 2024. So before I introduce myself, I want to introduce Rory. Please go ahead and speak for 1 minute about yourself, and then we'll go later on after presentation to talk about more details.
Okay, thank you, Tahir. So my name is Rory. I cover both residential and commercial in Northeast Florida, the Jacksonville metro area. So that includes St. Augustine all the way up to the Georgia state line in Nassau County, Amelia Island, Fernandina. I'm a managing broker of a 420 agent firm that covers 6 counties. And Tahir, January 4th, I will be installed as president of the Northeast Florida Association of Realtors, which has over 12,000 members.
Congratulations. We know that you're the most deserving mentor educator for all of us. So we really appreciate it. We're excited about that for you.
Thank you. So yeah, that's basically it. I sit on the REBI National Board of Directors. I'm first vice president for Residential Real Estate Council in Florida, so very involved in the industry.
Fantastic. So Carol, your turn. 1 minute, please. Introduction about yourself.
Well, I have been in the industry like 25 years. I'm in Central Florida, actually stationed in Orlando, dedicated to investment properties, residential for foreign investors here in this area. I work with a team that handles the commercial. I personally do not handle, but I have a team that I can always, that we have always worked with. I'm on the board of Orlando Regional Realtors Association, which has 22,000 members. I'm also the treasurer for area for the Orlando chapter and board of directors for Florida Realtors. I'm fluent in Spanish and English, and I have traveled in the past to Canada for the expos that you've had. And I'm here available. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very impressive. Collectively in our group, we have many years of experiences, talent that we can help each other and cooperate and learn from each other. So I'm going to ask Joseph, could you please introduce yourself?
I'm Joseph Williams. I'm in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I've been a realtor since 1996. I practice in the area of residential, commercial, and property management, do some land, and do some luxury homes. Been very active over the years with the association and at the state level as well. Just recently, within the last 2 months, I've taken what we call break in service. Everybody needs a little break. I decided to take a holiday for a couple of weeks. I'm ready to get back into business in 2024. Look forward to serving the area. I downsized my office tremendously in the last month and going to get it restarted in a new location in 2024.
Fantastic.
Glad to be here today.
We appreciate you joining us, and keep working. Is very healthy for all of us to continue as I am, growing a little, catching up on you as well. But I love real estate, is my passion, and I really love it. So I'm going to ask Adele, are you there to speak for a few minutes?
Yes, I am here actually.
Can you please turn on your video and then we can continue, please?
Okay, it is on here.
Thank you.
I am Adel Mankabadi. I'm one of the two instructors of CIPS, the CIPS in here, and I teach here and I teach in Dubai as well too. We do EB5 projects. We did about $4 billion since 2000, and we own the regional center for EB5 here in Georgia. And we're doing actually a big project now in Jacksonville with Mayo Clinic. This as an EB5 as well. So I will be starting traveling again in February to start teaching the CIPS class in Dubai again.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Lots of experience and knowledge. And you please do share your projects on our global real estate profession network that we have created, because this is where what we know what's happening, each part of it, because this is just a brief conversation about the projects and activities. It is happening. So it's a good idea for you to share your projects. And we're going to talk about that later on in more detail.
I would be glad to do that.
Okay, so Yodi, your turn, my friend. Mike, turn on the mic.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, everyone! And I'm also glad I want to catch up before the year end to be with, of course, our global connectivity with Mr. Tahir. Thank you all. I am Yodi Langen. I am here in New Jersey. I am involved with the local Nexus and also state board, and also for the NAR, for the Global Business Liaison, business. And then alliances. Aside from that, I am also with the Asian Real Estate of America, one of the board of directors for Greater Philadelphia. But the most important thing why I like CIPS, I'm also a real estate broker in the Philippines. So we have a team, Tangent Venture, and we focus on promoting the real estate in the Philippines. That's all, and thank you all. And I'm so glad to see everyone, especially Tahir.
Yodi, wonderful to see you. And when I went to Orlando for our first convention that I attended for NAR, Yodi was kind to welcome me and give me chocolate. And I thank you for all your hospitality. She was so kind. And that's the power of connectivity, because we never met before. And that was the first time that I met all of you. And I attended Rory's event there, and participated in I think they have a barbecue event, fantastic, and his lovely wife and many friends that I met, and that we created more bond, and this is very important. So I'm just going to give you a little bit brief about myself. I'm a broker of record for City Pro Realty Brokerage, a small brokerage, and I'm a fellow of Real Estate Institute of Canada. That's another designation recognized across Canada as a fellow, is a mentor, educator, and leader in real estate industry. And we are. I was a director with the Real Estate Institute of Canada Toronto chapter for 6 years, and now I became a part of the regulator, RICO, as a discipline and appeals committee. So I have to resign all the real estate relationship or membership because there was a conflict, because I'm part of the regulator rather than be in real estate. So since June, I'm appointed for two years, and I am involved with real estate, residential and commercial. If you have any client that wants to come and buy any property in Ontario, there's a lot of things that if you're not familiar with it, I have shared the information. I'm going to do a small presentation. Then we're really going to ask each one of you to share your experience, your market. You will have a free time to speak whatever you want to speak. So I'm going to get your permission to start my presentation here, and then you let me know. After that, any question you have, please feel free to ask questions. And I'm going to put sound here and share my screen. And I'm going to close this one here. So as you know, this is our 34th Global Connectivity Conference consecutively without a break. And we are very proud of that. And this is the last conference of 2023. As you know, all of you, the Global Real Estate is a part of our Realty Coffee Talk, and goal is to create connectivity, increase awareness, because we are dealing with the consumer, we are dealing with our associate who are brokers or sale agent to make sure they're helping them. And we are building consumer confidence in real estate. That's the key when I started Realty Coffee Talk 8 years ago. And promote good ethics and business practices. That's what Realty Coffee Talk is about. So this is about when I created Global Real Estate Professional Network, because I'm a CIPS, so I'm going to make it very brief that we want to connect globally to make a referral to each other. And why we have a confidence to make a referral to each other? Because we are a CIPS member and family, global family, and designee of NAR. And that creates a power and connectivity, and we can rely on each other to help. So since I am in Toronto, Mississauga, which is a city beside Toronto, this is a geographic map of Ontario, Toronto Regional Real Estate Board that I deal with. We have a ITSO, which has about 21 boards, and a member of the Mississauga Real Estate Board. So these are the cities that I cover from all of them. So let's go to here in the short one. I'm going to take it out. So this is a November report. We have a sale minus 6.0% as compared to November 22 and 23. But if you look at the new listing, we have a more listing as compared to November, and 16.5% more listing than what we have in 2022. And active listing is 40.7% as compared to 2022, 2023. Reason is that Bank of Canada increased interest rate. That really impacted short-term loans, variable mortgages, and also renewals. 30% of the approximately homeowner across Ontario were renewing the mortgages. And if they were not able to do it, they were able to put the property in the market. So now average price you can see from November to November 23 to 22 increased 0.3%, but that's not a real story, because I'm going to show you the whole year for 23. So it's taking longer to sell, 13.6% listing a day on the market, and property day on the market is 18.2%. So it's taking longer to sell. So now look at these average prices. If you can compare that sales and also for average price. So detached home, if you can see this average price between 416 is very specific to Toronto, whereas 905 is Mississauga, Brampton, Oakville, Milton, those surrounding city that you saw on the map. So you can see the average price between the both. So both is $1.4 million for house. It doesn't identify whether this is a 1-bedroom or 3-bedroom or 6-bedroom home. This is the average price. And I caution all our client that they need to check with their own real estate professional, because the price may differ based on the street, location, and community where it's located within the city. So we have a map of different cities and different communities within a city. So semi-detached home was 1.217 million in Toronto, basically 416, and in Mississauga, for example, was 949,079. Similarly, townhome, if you look at the average between the two, Toronto is showing, 416 is showing a little bit higher average price as compared to 905. And similarly, condo is higher than 416 versus 905. And so you can see the total average on one side. I wanted to show you 905. But year over year change in terms of percentage, sale for detached home declined between the two groups, minus 7.7. Semi-detached increase actually 6.6% compared to what November, and townhome decrease minus 8.7 sales, and condo minus 5.9. If you look at the average price, detached home increase more in 416 as compared to 905. These 416 and 905 is an area code for telephone where they define the cities or location. So overall, it was a 0.8% considering both location, and semi-detached was a 905 was higher than the 416, which is 2.4. The average was 2% increase from November to now. Townhome was a minus in 416 versus 905. So average is 1.7, and condominium, a 416 was minus in average price increase, and 905 went 6.4. So overall 0.4% increase. And this is a Toronto Regional Real Estate Board data we call the Market Watch. So I did this small summary I collected every month. So you have an idea that how we started in January. Our average price was 1,189,736 based on 75,049 transaction. And then when we started the January, we were minus 44.9%. And these are month-to-month comparison. If you look at this here, January was 1.242 million, and we went to 1,037,000. So it was showing a minus. So if you can see this point, this chart, the highest was in July. Average price change. Sale went 7.4% as compared to July 22, and 4.1% increase average price. So now it come down minus to positive, and now we are in a positive, but 0.3%. But look at this price here. Your average price is 1,082,179 as compared to 1,079,000. So it's very deceiving because month-to-month change, but when we will have a total transaction, then we will have a really a benchmark. So we're missing the December report, which will come to, in January first week, and then we'll have an idea how everything is going. Right now, transaction-wise, we are minus 16.6% sale. My prediction is that I think we're not going to go more than 1,150,000. That's what my predictions are. And transaction may go to about close to maybe 65, 66,000, a couple of 3,000 to 4,000 added in December. And hopefully this will be helpful for each one to understand. So again, the projection for the Canadian Real Estate Association remains the same. They're expecting a rise of sales in 2024. And this report is the same, nothing has changed. So Canada-wise, they're projecting minus 9.8 across Canada, and predictions are, or forecasting are, sale activity 9% increase in 2024. And we are in Ontario, so they're saying is sales are down, will be down minus 11.8%, and they're projecting 10.8% increase in sale activity forecast for 2024. So this information is available to you. I'll share it with you if you need it. And this is an average price forecast from Canadian Real Estate Association across Canada. So they are projecting or forecasting minus 3.3% for 2023, and they will be positive 1.5 in 2024. And in Ontario, they are showing minus 6.2, 23, and projection are 0.2 there. So based on the figure that we saw, it's most likely that we're going to be short. But remember, this is an average. Prices differs from location, community, and city. So this will be, information that because I am in Ontario and I look after clients in Ontario, therefore I am sharing information with you on this. We have talked about prohibition on purchase of residential by non-Canadian. And now anyone who has a building permit can buy the property. You have to be 183 days or more for non-Canadian. Must be in Canada in order to buy a property. Some land development is also possible, and we have to look at each client who is looking to buy a property. And now private corporation ownership has changed from 3% to 10%, and it's still we have anyone who violates this law, they can get $10,000 fine, and it's effective on March 23rd. So there are some presentations that I have done that. So I request all of you to go to realtycoffeetalk.com or my YouTube channel and watch those programs, because we talk about specific things. So I think you are familiar with this. I'm not going to spend time on this because we want to talk about other activities. So anybody has a question, please feel free, and I can send them a PDF copy if they need it. And this is, again, even if you qualify for being a resident for 183 days and you're not a Canadian, you may have to pay 25%. A foreign buyer pay speculation tax. This is an Ontario tax, not Canada. And Canada-wise, right now we have a restriction, but beyond 24, there is a lot of opportunity. So we have to see what the federal government is doing. So as I mentioned to you, Real Estate and Mortgage Learning Center, I have a YouTube channel. It's called YouTube/@Realty Coffee Talk. Please subscribe. And so you have
To learn more about real estate and mortgages, please visit Realty Coffee Talk.
Right. Okay. I've got a question.
And
In the United States, we have about
to learn
6,000
more about real
homes in deficit, meaning or not 6 million homes in deficit in the US. In Canada, what is the deficit of homes that you need in order to have a balanced market?
let me finish it, and I'm going to finish this, and then I'll open the screen so we can see each other and we can talk. Okay.
Okay.
So we have a new law. It's called TRESA, Trust and Real Estate Service Act. It replaced the REBA, the Real Estate and Business Broker Act, on December 1st. It made many, many changes. And I have created this because when you are entering into a representation agreement as a buyer or seller, we don't have no more what they call customer. We have now only client or self-representative party. That means consumer can represent themselves or they become a client of a brokerage. And we have two types of brokerage representation. One is the brokerage representation, means entire brokerage is responsible to protect their interest, or they can designate a person to represent them, and they have a choice now. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more.
Okay.
So first of all, I wish you a happy new year from Realty Coffee Talk and me and my family to all of you, because after this, we're going to have a holiday. So I wish you all the best, prosperity, good health, happiness, joy, and successful year 2024. And this is my information. I'm sure you're familiar with that. I'm sure everybody is member of Global Real Estate Professional Network. And our 35th Global Connectivity will be held on 25th of January at 1 p.m. I'll be out of the country for a pilgrimage from 13 January to 23rd. So I will be back and we'll have some more interesting information for you. So I thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to now let's talk about what the question you have. Please go ahead.
All right, so the question was, in the United States, there's approximately 6 million homes in deficit, meaning we need 6 million more homes, depending on the type of residence, to make it an even market. And it's probably growing individuals that can't afford mortgage. My question is, in Canada, do you know the average deficit for making it an even market? Because your prices are really high, which means that you have it's supply and
I think
and my,
I think there's something wrong with your voice, but I can tell you that we have much higher prices in this area. Our currency is 35% cheaper than US, okay? So if you keep into consideration, price will look more reasonable. And we have a biggest problem is shortage of housing. We have shortage of housing, and federal government has put a restriction, which I share with you, that not to sell single up to 6 unit. And because of that, we had shortage before pandemic. During pandemic, it became worse because lots of factories were shut down. Supply of material coming from internationally was an issue. Then we were recovering from that, and then Bank of Canada started raising the interest rate.
right.
And lots of happen in the real estate industry is that people take short-term loans. For example, close a deal. Let's borrow 100,000 from a B lender or a private lender to close a deal, not understanding the what's happening in the marketplace. This is why I think all of you, we are able to provide a very good guidance and market intelligence to our client to part of the predictions, what the trends are happening, whether you do it or not. In 2021, I tell you, my income was cut almost 75% because I could not justify a client to buy or sell a property based on their circumstances.
Yeah.
And I lost business monetary, but I gained everything in 2022 because there were opportunities and I was knowing each one. Because being a principal broker, Canada Express Mortgage, license number 13241, I understand the financing side and real estate side because I own both company. Plus, I'm a licensed builder with Park Home Builders here in Ontario, so I build luxury homes. So if I help them to buy land, then I help them to build the custom home. And you have only certain percentage, 3 to 5% people who want to build their custom homes,
Right.
and then we help them. So biggest challenge was that the prices of the home had escalated in 21 was almost 18% in 1 year. And therefore, it went beyond the reach of the buyers. And if seller wants to upgrade, it has a challenge because interest rate variable. When I sent my son to medical school in Missouri, Kansas City, Missouri. He's still there. I borrowed small money under line of credit, and I was paying 2.45%, whereas the student loans in the U.S. was 10%.
Right.
All of a sudden, that became 7.22%. So I am paying 3 times the amount that I borrowed at that time. So in the next 2 years, I decided that I'm going to give my cash to him instead of borrowing money.
Absolutely.
And this is what is affected. Now, if somebody has a 1-year mortgage, they come for renewal. If somebody has on a variable and the rate gone up, and they have difficulty to pay because their interest rate gone up, all the principal was part of the now interest payment, and then the lender has to pay, ask to pay more money to make sure there is an equal distribution of funds between principals and also your interest rate, because it triggered the mortgage because of what happened. And then those people who are on a 5 years term, their renewal was coming and they were not qualifying it. And shortage of housing is still the case. But now, because the interest rate gone so high, it really put a stop on people to think about buying it. The other big factor was they could not cover the cost of the mortgage.
Right.
And then our provincial government decided to make some amendment to the law, so they allow multiple dwelling on the property. So you can for rental income. So they got some incentive from federal and provincial government. So they created this, and the Ontario government is building, I believe, 1.5 million house in 10 years. So that's a political move, but they're doing something. The problem, we have a federal, we have a Ontario, and we have a municipal. 3 governments never get together to put something good for the community, for the citizen, and this cause problem. But there are some good programs in the pipeline, and it might help to bring down the price in the future.
Well, you get a point there, but the thing is that a lot of individuals that got into the market, as far as agents are concerned, 10 years ago, 10, maybe 15 years ago, never really saw what happened in the 80s and the early 90s. So we're right there where we were in the 80s and 90s, not the 18%, not anything close to that. But we are closing, getting, we're in the 7s. Sometimes, depending on points, you can do 6.5. But the fact is that individuals who are having to get into a home are having to purchase a home lower than what their expectations were because of the cash flow. And personally speaking, I think that the mortgage industry, which of course, is done by, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, is that they should look at this as regulating. I completely understand, but if it's a little bit lower and then it goes up in the spring and the summer and the winter, it comes down in the spring and the fall, that would give it a fluctuation. It would be a little bit more even than it was when what was his name, Greenspan was in, and that happened, and it regulated and it made it a bit easier. But right now, it's gone from being very low to ridiculously high, over the course of the portion of the time. And it's really limited a number of people who had wanted to buy a property, whether it be in Canada, England, the US, Spain, Italy, so it's all over the world. And then still, even all over the world, there still is a massive deficit of homes because of the limited number of homes and the requirements in order to build, the regulations, the fees in order to even get a builder to complete a home, and everything that's involved in developing. There's a massive amount. And so, I mean, we could go on and on and on. So I apologize for hogging the conversation.
You're very right. There's a lots of incentive being introduced by the federal and provincial government, giving monetary reward, creating partnership, creating rental properties, and developments and everything. Sorry, the builder, they were so used to control everything, and all of a sudden they put a halt on it. Lots of condominium, lots of high-rise building the builder was not able to arrange a loan, and they went on default. They terminated all the agreement, and we have a system here where the under tenant warranty program, HCRA, housing regulator, Housing Construction Regulatory Authority, because I'm also qualified member of Park Homes to get the license as a builder, and they have a tenant program. So tenant guarantees the deposit of the buyers when they are building a new homes,
Right.
up to 10% for a detached home and about 40,000 for a condo unit. That,
Right.
but the builder, they may demand high deposits. So there's a lot of issues with that. So lots of builders had difficulties, and I have so many calls received from buyer who went and excited without consulting with realtor, bought the home directly from the builder, and they couldn't close it because when you are talking about 20% and more, it's called conventional mortgage here. There is no insurance program. Anything below 20% is insurance program for the first-time home buyer. So they got into trouble and they couldn't close it, so lost their deposit, lost everything what they have. And this is because inflation was 8.1%. Now it's gone to about 3%, and we are hearing from the news, and some economists are projecting that very likely in June we will see decline of interest rate in Canada. That's what be a kind of relief, but you never know what the regulator will do that, And
Well, you're absolutely right, because in the United States it's going to be the same thing. But the fact is that it's still going, a lot of people right now, in order to keep within the same lifestyle and to purchase properties, especially for kids who are going to college, are doing HELOCs. There's a lot of individuals who are doing HELOCs at 5 and 6 and 7% in order to put additions to their properties, put their kids to college, buy cars, things to this effect. I mean, it is financial suicide to go and using your house as an ATM again. And this is where we are, right where we were in 95, 96, 97, and into the 2000s. So that's the part that scares me. That scares me.
Well, you are a senior to me. I started real estate, and I believe it was a 205.
Oh, wow.
And then I opened my brokerage in 2007. And so because I was well prepared to go into it, because I have a construction background, so it was a good experience. But the good thing is, at the end of the day, it is all about planning.
Yeah.
Creating your budget, creating your team to get advice from all professionals, because our law, TRESA, and it was REBA before, now TRESA, prohibits other realtors to give opinion about something they are not competent. So I am real estate broker record. I own the company. I'm a principal broker. I own the mortgage company. I'm a licensed builder. I can talk about construction and talk about building home, but I cannot give opinion about law. I cannot give opinion about accounting. So we have a restriction. So idea again is, on many of the episodes, I have close to 400 episodes on YouTube channel. Tonight it will be another show tonight.
Right.
We talk about creating a team. When you are working with realtors, CIPS, local or global, global is local because we are connected globally, but our business is local, right?
Right.
So we create a team of professionals. They work with you. You have appraisers, you have lawyers, you have a home inspector, you have mortgage brokers, and all those teams, appraisal people, depending on the lender, they want to use their own lender appraiser. Biggest challenge came in this year was appraised value at time of closing. And lots of default happened because appraised value was 100 to 300,000 lower than what was agreed in APS 3 to 6 months ago.
Right.
These are the challenges. And I said, smart people, they create the budget, they monitor, they subscribe special services. We have virtual service where we advise people what's going on in the marketplace, and constantly contact with your client, because I do almost 95% of my referral business and maybe 5% new business coming all the time. So there is a need for you to establish strategy. I have lots of programs. I will be coming up from programs. You watch subscribe my YouTube channel. I'm adding different programs now because we have a new law, and I have to educate each one. What is a self-representative party? What is good for them? What is bad? This time, this is amazing. A regulator created a RICO information guide. It's 13 pages. And they are now telling us to share that. And I have sent to many of my future prospects. 13 pages, what kind of relationship you can have with the realtors, or what, right? No more customer service. So I have an episode on that on YouTube channel. If you ever have a chance, I do not know how your state is regulating. Do they give you some flyer to share with the consumer or not? Our regulator does now.
Right. Right.
So,
Well,
Rory, you want to share something about the experience at the NOR convention?
No, I don't have anything specific. I'll wait till our next program. I do want to remind the people that are in Florida, because I know there's a few on here, that we have that trade mission coming up that Trisha Roy is organizing, but is also involving Orlando and NEFAR to India, leaving February 19th. And even though that's close, about 7 weeks, we are still taking reservations for it. 2 weeks in India, including 5 cities, the India trade show for real estate from February 29th to March 2nd. So the dates are February 19th to March 3rd. And we'll be seeing the Taj Mahal, the Bengal tiger. So it's not just real estate, but we are meeting with the Delhi Real Estate Association, with NAR India. If you want more information, you can contact me.
Yeah, please do ship. I see that the information is coming on online. So please share that. And also, I want to remind you all that Charleston Trident Association of Realtors want to come and bring their delegate to Toronto, and on January 11 to 13, and I think 14, 15, they're going to have to join the Realtor Quest. So I have arranged a hotel for them directly. I'm going to ask Rory how you guys are paying it, because I'm not in this business. So I told them pay directly to the bank, and only portion that I am dealing with will be the conferences, presentation, arranging the touring of the projects in Toronto and Mississauga, arranging the buses and presentations. So I'm going to get some sponsor to help, and there will be small cost. So how are you doing it? And this is coming on, and I will be preparing a flyer in a day or two and sharing with Charleston Trident Association of Realtors. So if anybody is interested, let me know. We can invite you. So, and how you are managing the expenses? Are these buying their own tickets? They are buying their own hotel? How you're doing it, Rory?
So for us, most of it's going through Florida Realtors. Florida Realtors, as you know, at Realtor Quest always has a large area. So Florida Realtors itself takes a booth, and then they partner with Orlando, Sarasota Manatee, Miami Association of Realtors, I think several others. I think Tampa Bay Realtors. And this year, Northeast Florida Association of Realtors in Jacksonville is going to be partnering too. But we will each have our own small booth at Realtor Quest in the Florida I guess what you would call pavilion, the Florida area.
But what about the people who are attending, let's say going to India, who are attending it?
So India is completely being coordinated by Trisha Roy.
Okay,
Estimated cost is going to be somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000, including airfare, all the hotels, all the meals, and all the in-country transportation. Like I said, the 5 cities. So it's very affordable, you know, for a 2-week trip overseas. About 1,500 of that 5 to 6 is the airfare. So Trisha Roy is organizing all the hotels. They're asking for a $1,500 deposit to book the hotel rooms and everything before we go. For transparency, it's being run through Trisha's real estate school that she has. So if anybody's interested, they could secure their spot with the deposit. And then she's getting a group rate through Air India, actually out of JFK. So we will go from wherever somebody's at in Florida, meet in JFK and take one flight over direct to Delhi.
okay, that's good. Yeah, because what I am doing is I have secured the special pricing across from Realty Quest Hotel, Delta Hotel, across from where they have the Realty Quest for Toronto Rules the Board. And I want everybody to pay because I'm volunteering to organize this for them. I will arrange lunches for them, presentation, touring of the projects, and one maybe a visit to Niagara Falls. So, but we are asking to pay them. Maybe the transportation bus service will be the only, depending on the how many people will be coming, and we will be able to accommodate them. I'm trying to simplify it because I'm not in a tuning business or running a show like that. But I'm glad to hear that. I really appreciate it. Maybe I talk to Trish and see what she's doing. Yodi, you want to say anything? Anybody, please turn on your mic. We have 5 more minutes. And if anybody wants to say anything, please feel free to do that.
Hello, Tahir. Hello, everyone. We're also planning to do a trade mission in the Philippines this coming February 11 to 20th. We already secured some with our partner developer for the places that we will be visiting. That will be, you know, this coming February. So we will also share it to everyone.
Yeah.
That's all.
So I really want from you, because in our Canada, we have very diverse community, and we have lots of friends and community. And if you have any specific project, you can email me. You can put on our network that we have a global real estate professional network. You can send me WhatsApp or email, and we can talk about that. And we'll be working on many other things. So
we're planning to visit Canada, to visit you.
when are you planning to come?
We'll look for this, you know, coming good weather, maybe summer here.
For sure, most welcome. Yeah, that'd be exciting. So you have my numbers, you have my contact information, right?
Yeah, I will. Thank you.
Look forward to welcome you.
Yeah.
Well, I think since we have no more questions, so I would like to take this opportunity on behalf of Realty Coffee Talk and myself as a host, wish you all a very healthy, successful, joyful, happy new year. And may God bless you all. And thank you very much. If anybody has to say anything, happy new year to all of you. And looking forward to welcome 2024 and excited about that. Thank you very much for your contribution, your guidance, mentorship, and sharing your knowledge with our team. We are together. Global is local for all of us. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you.
Thank you all. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Bye for now.
God bless. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Good to hear. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.